What would you do if your spouse constantly pushed a relationship between your daughter and her cousin, despite clear disinterest? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in how to handle it. My wife, Sarah, and her younger sister, Clara, have always been inseparable, the kind of best friends who finish each other's sentences. So, when our middle daughter, Lily, and Clara's daughter, Maya, were born around the same time, Sarah had this unwavering expectation that they, too, would become the best of friends. With 16 years of hindsight, I can say with certainty that this expectation was deeply misplaced. Nothing particularly dramatic ever happened. Lily just doesn't like her cousin. It's not animosity, more a profound lack of connection. Yet, Sarah, with relentless determination, keeps pushing the relationship. This includes making Lily spend time with Maya during every single family gathering, inviting Maya on our family trips, and even outright forcing Lily to call her. I'm pretty sure I'm the favorite parent in our household, a fact that, I admit, keeps my ego comfortably inflated. Perhaps because of this, my apathy towards the whole situation is not well received by Sarah. From my perspective, this isn't some critical issue, and frankly, I don't possess the magical ability to force two teenagers to become friends. I'm also fairly certain that trying to push this kind of stubborn, misguided agenda only makes kids resent you. This is precisely where I probably lean into being an asshole. Just yesterday, Sarah, in her unending quest for cousinly bonding, forced Lily to video call Maya. Lily, predictably, rejected the request, but Sarah wasn't having it. Unless you have a valid reason for disliking your cousin, Sarah declared, her voice firm, you will do this because we're family. And so, the call occurred. This morning, Sarah and I awoke to something truly spectacular. On the living room smart TV, a PowerPoint presentation was prominently displayed, titled, Valid Reasons to Dislike Maya. My jaw nearly hit the floor. The presentation used clips from the very Zoom call from the previous day, meticulously edited and categorized. Segments included, Why is Maya's voice so grating? A music theory approach, a case study, conversations that provide no value, and rethinking the idea that there are no dumb questions, among others. With the benefit of a couple of hours of hindsight, I had to admit, it was a very cruel and utterly comprehensive takedown of Maya's entire personality. Sarah was absolutely furious. My eldest daughter, Chloe, and I, however, completely lost our shit laughing. The sheer audacity, the meticulous effort, it was comedic genius. One of the top comments I later read perfectly captured my reaction. I'd also just like to say, I feel incredibly bad about laughing. She just started with a music theory lecture about some special discordant chord. Then, she had a video of the chord that immediately went into a Zoom clip of her cousin producing the same notes. I just couldn't hold it in. Sarah is now demanding that I support her in punishing Lily for bullying her cousin. I have refused, because I genuinely feel this entire situation wouldn't have occurred if Sarah hadn't pushed the relationship so hard. However, I'm starting to have second thoughts, because, well, it really was incredibly mean. This reveals Sarah's greatest fatal flaw, her inability to recognize and respect her daughter's autonomy, which ultimately led to this explosive, albeit hilarious, rebellion. One of the top comments from the online community resonated deeply with my stance, NTA. Your wife is TA for forcing a 16-year-old to spend time with someone she doesn't like. The 16-year-old's response to your wife, she didn't tell the cousin this, I presume, is as hilarious as it is the fault of the adults forcing their relationship. Another comment reinforced my initial thoughts, NTA. Unless your daughter sent this presentation to her cousin, or shared it with anybody else, it isn't bullying. What is she to be punished for? Doing what your wife asked and gave reasons for why she dislikes her cousin? Having no chemistry/a dislike for another person and not wanting to spend her time on that person? For having an opinion that differs from her mother's? I did, however, take one piece of advice from the comments to heart. I made sure Lily deleted the presentation. While it was a brilliant act of defiance, it would be truly devastating if Maya ever saw it. As one user advised, your daughter must delete the PPT and never let anyone know she made it. If it comes to the cousin's attention, it would be beyond hurtful. The core lesson here is that forcing relationships, especially among teenagers, often backfires spectacularly. Children, particularly as they mature, need their autonomy and space to develop their own connections. When pushed into unwanted interactions, their natural inclination can be rebellion, sometimes in hilariously brutal ways. What do you think is the best way to handle situations where parents have different expectations for their children's friendships than the children themselves?